stumbling block in my life. Them no want to strive. One day at a time, to give more blessing. Even in abundance, sorry, ain't got nothing. Still I call for me king. It's more blessing. Give thanks to life, Luton, for represent the mindset.
Yeah, man, some said the rod of the wicked shall never prosper against the righteous. Unless the righteous place his or her hands unto iniquity, then they too shall go down into a pit. And I say, boast not thyself of tomorrow, for I don't know it's not what tomorrow may bring. Let the people praise thee, and not thy own mouth, a stranger, and not thy own lips. A stone is heavy, but the sand is weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. And I say, wrath is cruel, but anger is outrageous, who is able to stand before envy. Open rebuke is better than secret love. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. Cut and clear. Cut and clear. Cut and clear.
Blessed love, manners, and respect. Do give thanks and praise for life. This is the Mindset Program. IjahStars, your host. And I'm here. It's a great honor to be here with the Honorable Muta Baruka.
Yeah, man, give thanks, man. Rastafari.
Yes, sir, give thanks. First and foremost, I want to congratulate you on your lifetime achievement.
Yeah, R.H.P.
Yes.
But we don't get it yet.
You don't get it yet?
No, the 24th.
A mindset, thought provoking. You know. I'm your host, Honorable IjahStars, and we're there with our brand new mindset series live on the YouTube. Subscribe, IjahStars Mindset channel, YouTube. Blessed love.
Hail Creator, 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 Hail Creator. You say you want to feel love, you say you want to feel joy, you say you want to feel peace, you want the evil release. What name do you call when you praise the mighty Lord? What name do you call when you praise the mighty Lord? Rastafari, 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 Rastafari. How you expect to get saved? And you hear the one who is saved. How you expect to get saved? And you hear the one who is saved. You want to go to his school. You want to follow his rule. You want to be like a fool. I'll make them ride you as mule. You expect everything and you not hear the creator. You expect everything and you not hear the creator. You expect everything and
Blessed
you not
love.
hear the creator. You expect everything and you not hear.
You expect everything, but you not hear the Creator. What a powerful sound. Yeah, we could pull it and set it again, you know. Sounds of LIONESS France.
Hail Creator,
She's a special guest on the program today.
Hail Creator,
I want to say warm welcome to everyone in the chat room right now.
Hail Creator.
Manners and respect, Zin.
You say you want to feel love, you say you want to feel joy, you say you want to feel peace, you want the evil release. What name do you call when you praise the mighty Lord? What name do you call when you praise the mighty Lord? Rastafari, 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 Rastafari. How you expect to get saved? And you hear the one who is saved. How you expect to get saved? And you hear the one who is saved. You want to go to his school. You want to follow his rule. You want to be like a fool. I'll make them ride you as mule. You expect everything and you not hear the creator. You expect everything and you not hear the creator. You expect everything and you not hear the creator. You expect everything and you not hear the creator. Rastafari, Rastafari. meanings and the meanings in the science line. And then the writings on the wall were founded and they put it and they float to where I stand. And then the writings on the wall were founded and they put it and they float to where I stand. And then the writings on the wall were founded and they put it and they float to where I stand. And then the writings on the wall were founded and they put it and they float.
The UK Fire Lioness.
Message in the music, a message in the song.
Lioness France.
In the drum, message in the music, message in the song, message in the chant and the message in the drum. You expect to
May I tell them I love that song, yeah.
create, you expect to be sick,
It brings so much memory and vibe, you know.
expect to be sick, and you not healthy, create
It have a folk vibe to it.
to be sick,
It have that Caribbean vibe to it.
Rastafari,
It also have that African vibe to it.
Rastafari, Rastafari.
Rastafari.
No hell creator, yeah, the creator. I see you, no hell creator, the one who gives the breath and the vision. You show no love to creator, yeah, the creator. You show no love to creator, the one who gives the breath and the vision. You do not know a creator, yeah, the creator. You do not know a creator.
May I tell you, and you know, say without no further delay, I want to introduce the Honorable Lioness France to the Mindset Program. Blessed love.
I desire for your
Rast-
greetings. Yes, sir. Lioness
Yes.
spring forth, first son of power, you know. Rastafari, way stealer. Yes, fire. Give thanks all the way from the UK. Massive and crew, give thanks for tuning in, you know.
True,
Oneness.
true.
Yes, sir.
Yes, my
Empress
sister.
men in high balance. All
Every
Empress.
time.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I give thanks. It's great to have the eye on the program. You know what I mean? And I'm playing this beautiful song titled Rastafari, as I was saying just now, that it brings so much memory, you know what I mean, of, you know, growing up and hearing these type of vibe in the Caribbean. You know what I mean? Talk to me about the song and, you know, why you decide to arrange it in the way you did.
Well, that track here, track 14 from the album From a Baobab. So I decided to have some fun, you know, not using the modern instruments, you know, the bass, the guitars, the drums.
Yes.
So one day I just said to my vocal producer, let's just find some stuff around the house. Yeah, so we just got bottles, we got forks, we got spoons, we got cans, everything we just put our hands on and we made music with it. You know,
Yes,
beatbox, and music is fun.
True.
You know, I'm at that point where I'm having fun with music, experimenting, and yeah, just putting my flavor into whatever I put my hands on, you know. So this track here was, it was fun to do, you know, and creating the sounds and to put them down. So that's the final product.
Yes, lovely energy, lovely
Yes.
vibe, and as you say, music is fun, and you
Yes.
know, we know growing up, you know, in the Caribbean, you know, we use any little type of thing for, you know, make certain sounds and, you
For
know what I
sure.
mean,
For sure.
either rap or sing over it or DJ.
For
you
sure.
know. So yeah, I can, you know, definitely relate with the eye.
Can we start from the lip wood? You see what I said?
Yes, yeah, man. Back in
Yeah.
the days in school, beating the decks and you know
Yes.
stuff like that.
Yeah. In the playground, you know, anything, you know, that's the vibration of Ayana, you know, so it's up full, you know.
Yes,
I.
Yes, All right. Talk to me about you know, where you're from and you know, growing up in your community as a you know, as a young lady.
Originally, I'm born in Dominica.
Yes, sir.
I came to UK when I was young. I have vivid memories of Dominica, and carnivals was always exciting for me. I started very young in the music, and
Same.
my parents said every time the carnival came, they had to literally tie a string to me because I just want to I'll just go missing because I just want to dance. And one time I left my parents, I ran off, big search party, and they found me dancing up in a tree, and I was only 3 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've got some beautiful memories of Dominica. I visit Dominica, so I refresh my mind now and then, the place and the vibration, Dominica is beautiful.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Your screen's off, by the way. Is there a problem?
No. I can see. I just want the people them to see more of you than me. Them see me all the while, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
All right.
Yes, I can see you, man, and I can hear the eye perfectly.
Yes,
see?
sir. Give thanks.
Yeah, so we're there together. All right?
Mm-hmm. Unity, we say.
Yes, I. Unity is strength every time.
Strength.
Were your parents Rastafari? Or this is something that you come across during your journey?
We're going to start with my dad. My dad never had natty, but my dad will say he's Rasta.
See.
I remember growing up, my dad used to disappear, and he was always like sometimes late for dinner, coming in, and he'll come home smelling a ganja. And my mum, her nose would twitch. So I know my dad used to hang out with Ras, but when my dad first signed the Lioness and he saw my natties, my dad was happy, like, over the moon, said, yes, that's my daughter. And my dad said, yes, I'm Rasta. I don't have looks, but I'm Rasta. My father lived in the hills, in the mountains in Dominica. That's where my father is, So, yeah, my father lived a Rasta life. Him having plantation, the animals, cutlass, land and bull, soon forward. I have a tune on that. So, yeah, my dad's an original farmer, man. My dad's the first farmer, man, to start exporting goods out of Dominica.
See.
Yeah, my dad, yes, he loved his agriculture, his animals, and so the Lioness, she never trod far from father's footsteps, My father trod bold and strong, so.
So what about your mom? Was she inclined towards Rastafari?
My mother? Well, firstly, I have a brother who has, Natty, my brother, Ras. So obviously he Ras before and my mother, every day, cut that off, and you had such nice hair. So I knew when I was gonna, stop my trot, I knew my mother would have something to say, So she's residing in Dominica right now, and I'm in the UK. So the first time I did yard out there, and I flashed my natties, and her mouth dropped. She said, "Child, what have you, child?" That's all I said, "Mama, just cool." I said, "Mama, everything nice." She said, "Cool." No. She said, "Child, you have such nice hair." I said, "Mama, what you call nice hair?" What you call nice hair, Mama? I give her time to explain herself. So Mama's a character. Mama loved the hot comb, and her relaxer and thing. But I'm not shunning that. Back in my days, I did my thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I went through the process. So I don't scorn sisters for doing what they're doing. It's just hard to love same way, I get my call into Natty up. You have people out there with Rasta heart. I just have the identity. I walk with the identity. My look show me who I am. There's people who are undercover. So, each one do how they feel.
True.
So hard to love in a Rasta same way. Huh?
Was your mom more of a Christian person then? Because, most Caribbean people have this stereotypical vibe about Rastas. I mean, that Rasta is just smoking herb and lazing about and stuff like that. when she see you now as who you are and who you have turned out to be, is that a more, what I call it, more, she feel probably more comfortable within herself to know that, all right, this thing wasn't just a smoking herb thing and, you know what I mean, lazing about and not being productive, you know, the stereotypical thing that they have about Rasta. Now you're an international recording artist, been around the world. How she look at you now as her daughter?
Well, as time went on and when Natty stopped growing and she see them, said, oh, yeah. She doesn't want to admit that she liked them, but she does her little arms and arms, But, certain times, she would say, yes, I like them, but, aren't they heavy? She always has something behind it. But my mom, she's proud because 3 years ago, 2017, 2018, I'm sorry. I went to Dominica to open up for Sizzla Kalonji. And while I was down there, and I said, Mama, big Savannah, I'm going to be on the stage. And she said, oh, I need to go get my dress. I need to get my dress. I need to do my hair. I said, yes, Mama, So arranged transport to come and get her, because, say the Savannah, Sizzla Kalonji, the Savannah was red. So I had to make sure Mama had transport, somebody to, mind her, and for her to be in a nice place. So, and she was very proud because I was doing radio rounds in Dominica, and true, I'm born there, and also my cousin Nasio Fontaine, he's in Dominica. So to follow in his footsteps, as his younger female cousin on the battlefield, it's an honor, and I get a salute from Nasio.
Who's your cousin? Who you're speaking about?
Nasio Fontaine.
Can you just give us a little background and
Nasio is an international recording touring artist. He's been off tour for a good while now. I say maybe about 15 years, it could be more, and he pulled the energy back a little bit because, of what he was dealing with at that time. Because Nasio, he was setting up stadiums in Africa. Everywhere Nasio went, it was army. First police, army, it was stepping up. So, promoters and people, obviously, it's the money thing. And, Nasio is Rasta. He's Rasta.
Rastafari.
That come first in the teachings. And so from, your side, ones on ones, just seeing the queen head now, when you're dealing with Rastafari, that's fire born, So, money will be made out of it. It's the business, right? But there's a John Crow attitude, a hyena attitude that have to stay far. And if you're Rasta, that kind of behavior can't really part, So, but, I was there a couple of years ago. I went to see Nasio. I wasn't there last year because of the lockdown, obviously, and I haven't been there this year. The year before that, I was there. And went to see Nasio. And he's recording. He has intentions to bring out his fire. And it's very strong, And when I go to the Gambia, I sing one of his songs, which is an anthem, Big Bad Wolf. Yeah. Lion in a sheepskin, a wolf in sheep clothing, a bigger bad wolf. You think you are the bigger bad wolf? Play like a big bad wolf. Well, I'm the wolf catcher. Don't you know I'm the zookeeper? La da 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 da, bigger bad. Yo, Nasio, you have to tune in. Yes.
Zookeeper.
Yeah, man, you have to tune in. Nasio, he has a Bob Marley feel to his music, And revolutionary, but with a little feather, just like how I have to come forward,
Rastafari. All right.
Yes, sir.
What more for ask there? Because Dominica is in the Caribbean, and most of the Caribbean is consists of African people and also native Caribbean people. See, there was a recent, I think probably about a year or two, where we see some racist attitude with some of the people in Dominica against certain people in Dominica.
Is that? I missed that one.
Yeah.
You have to highlight me on that.
Okay, see, yeah, I remember. As I
How
said,
long ago was this?
Sorry.
How long ago was this?
This about 2 years. About 2 years ago, or probably less.
Hey, what's this now?
But even if you don't are aware of it, but things like that in the Caribbean is would you expect that in this time and age from we've been living there from God knows when, and you mostly see these type of attitude overseas in America and in Europe, not to be facing racism in your own country or discrimination then.
Well, I don't really know much on the story, but what I can say, you have to realize the times that we're in. And yeah, they could be in the Caribbean, or the Caribbean, I like to call it, to Christopher Columbus.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, but the times that we're in, there's a lot of influence, there's a lot of influence. Even the people don't want to stay on their own island, a lot of them, if they have their way, they'll leave, but, we have to make people know what they have, but as for the whole racist slurs and if it's against each other, I don't know how they even got there, the mindset. I don't understand the mindset. The racist, you're talking about the racism against each other, black on black?
Sound like xenophobic, because I know you have, within the Caribbean, right across, you have eye-skin color people.
Okay.
And I think it's more of a colorism type of ism that's going through.
That ain't new. That isn't new. That was taught from the plantation. The light skin got the better treatment, the light skin got the house, the light skin got to wash dishes, and so on and move up. But, in these times, if it's only then or now you're seeing it, I think it's always been there. I think it's always been there. Bourgeois got in trouble for highlighting Browning. You have to rewind and come again.
True.
You understand? But, this is the thing, right? Because many shades on one spectrum. But all the way on one. So this slave master's mentality, holding on to that, meaning ones don't know themselves. They don't know themselves. When I go to Africa, you see this shade here, twice, it double, and then when I forward to the UK, I watch it fade and fade and fade and fade. You know what I mean? I wish I was black till I was blue. That's the thing.
Yes, sir.
But even if I was red, I know who I am. Do you know what I mean? But what it is education. To educate one-on-ones. Some must have been out of the line, while the teachers were rolling. You see what I'm saying? Because, if you have a mother out there who isn't happy with herself and who is in conflict with someone who is lighter or darker, she probably has a little girl child, even a boy child. What you training the child? Go for the light skin, forget the dark, try and make light babies. What's all that? Yo. Yo, it goes back, way back. Willie Lynch.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, it goes back to Willie Lynch.
Definitely.
You know, not that bonfire upon that one there. Willie Lynch, you know, left the manual behind. You know, the manual is behind. Isn't here? It's here. It's active in these times.
And
it's just that certain place you can't really be too bold with it. You know, but it's there.
How do we change the cycle? Because you know you see this thing play out every day. You have public figures out there who people look up to, and you know they would come out with a particular statement, but at the same time it's like it's a hypocrisy behind it, because you know if you're against bleaching and stuff like that, but at the same time you're pouring in your hair and doing all makeup and stuff like that. Though you see there's a lot of hypocrisy that especially with reggae artists then. How they speak one thing and the other, and it's a different thing.
Well, yes, the main problem that I have with a lot of reggae artists who make their way into the business, they use Jah name, they use Jah name, they'll use the African flag, the colors, the usual talk and everything. And the reason why I'm saying is because I see this, and I'm looking at the established reggae artists right here. There's a lot of ones, and when you double look, what kind of tie is that? When man come out, man, fire stick and head wrap and, no apology, right? Now, a double look, yellow stretch jeans, fitted top, where belly are flap through, all them thing there. And the year before you're in gown and your tune about Jah boss you. It boss you. Yeah, it boss you. And then it's like, oh, well, I want to fit in with that crowd over there because I look like, the hype thing look good. But maybe that was their original intention, because I've been on the battlefield right now. I'd say coming up to 13, 14 years.
Wow, powerful.
And I couldn't even dream of switching. I couldn't even dream of coming on stage in Batty Rider and them thing there. You know what I'm saying? Or even something that don't show.
Reflect.
That I'm from a royal lineage.
Yeah.
I big up Kush. I big up Nubia.
So, yeah. All right, when you say Rasta artists come out in a tight pants and them type of thing, a Rasta artist, and you see this Rasta in a some tight pants, him no look militant, none at all, him no look like, a really Rastafari him a deal with or she a deal with. How that make you feel as a empress in the music, where really standing up for something?
Well, if I see that, I could be at a stage show, I could be watching the television, and something come up, and I hear the word sound, and the image don't match up, and the video don't match up, like champagne go on, and the queens and looking too royal, but you got the word sound. To me, it's quite confusing. Yeah, it's quite confusing. And I said, not because you look a certain way, don't mean you ain't Rasta, right? Don't get it twisted,
True.
right? I'm talking about the ones who come on the battlefield in gown and fire stick and turban, for the empress them in their attire. And as soon as they've gone through, with Jah salute, because, they come forward with Rastafari word sound, and that boss them, and in the following year, foot cock up and, No. If you start on that, you need to move on with that and be an inspiration, an example for the people, not just up and coming artists who will be watching, you know, inspiration for your family, for the little ones, you know, your friends' children, even your friend, you know, be inspiration, you know, and if you're gonna hold the order, you know, then, you know, show the world that really, you know. Yes, I am.
Show them say you're standing up for something and you're defending this thing to the fullest. You
But
know?
Jah Army, I feel serious, you know. I feel serious. Jah Army gone past wolf and hyena, you know. You know, Jah Army, I have to deal with dragon, you know, causing all the destruction. See? So if the meditation ain't firm, you know, with the conquering lion, you know, what kind of mission would you be given?
That is true.
Yeah.
All right.
I give thanks for being that vessel. Seriously, you know, I give thanks. There's nothing more satisfying than doing Jah works, you know, and
Selassie,
at
I
the
know.
same time uplifting the people, you know, making people feel good about themselves through the word sound, you know, reality, nothing hypothetical, you know, everything on it, on the nail. Yes, sir.
Yes, I give thanks. Yeah, give thanks. And who are some of the female artists that inspire the eye? Because I see in your bio that you know you speak about a lot of male, and you know this reggae fraternity, you know, is mostly dominated by male artists. See, who are some of the females that inspire the eye?
I love Dezarie. Yes.
Yes,
I love
sir.
Dezarie. Yeah, she's very powerful.
Powerful.
You know, I love Dezarie. You know, when you listen to Dezarie songs, all different tones and temperaments, and you know, her message is consistent. It's consistency I look at, you know, within an artist. Wherever you change a little style and pattern, you know, the consistency of the journey. You know, no coming off and coming on. You know, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know, so yeah, Dezarie is a big inspiration. You know, growing up, it was Marcia Griffiths that opened up the gate for the Lioness.
True.
Feel like jumping, feel like shouting loud. I feel like moving, I feel like grooving now. La 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 la. That was the song. Because I tell you, growing up, right, it was my big brother that influenced I, right, into music. And it was the sound tapes, that Lockeye, sound tapes, you know, Jaro and Black Cat and Stone Love, Metro Media, you know. So I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling this, you know, and I said, but I'm not hearing no lionesses in the arena. So I thought, you know, when I was young, I thought, boy, a man thing, you know. Then I thought, but I can do it. But I didn't hear the man them. So what I used to do is, when my big brother used to go out, I used to go in his room and sneak a cassette, you know, and listen to the dance in bed. Remember those headphones, the Walkmans? I used to sneak my brothers and sisters, and I'd put the tape in and listen. And one day I did that, and then I heard Marcia, and I said, but wait, yes, well, there you go. And then this is when my writing started coming. I started writing, and you know, my big brother was always DJing. You know, he sounded like Bora Bantam. Yeah, he sounded like Bora Bantam when he DJ. Yeah, he's got his own style, but you know, that kind of Bora play. And I'm listening to him, and you know, he can go on and on and on and on and on. And I'm thinking, how does he do that? You know, how does he do that? So, you know, I started, you know, writing and listening to the sound tapes until, you know, eventually I started going to the studio. Yeah, and learning the studio the ropes and the ins and outs, you know.
Yes, I. So the whole music part of the I now started out with your brother, seeing. When you start recording now and you start get yourself out there, I see that they also do a lot of work with the sound system.
Mm-hmm.
What you prefer now, as a seasoned reggae artist, performing live with bands or the sound system. I know both have different currents still, but what's your preference?
Man, how long have we got to think? Because, yeah, you're right. It's two different experiences.
Mm.
Yeah, with the band, you're in control of your song. You're in control of the instrument. You're in control of how it sounds. You're in control of your mix, your blend, your one drops, your fades. So you can create such an exciting platform once you've learned how to master a band, working with a band. So that's the first thing for me with the band. And singing with the band, there's nothing better than, studio, yes, it's good. It's technical because you're recording. With the band, there's another range you can go up, or there's another power you can send forward. And there's another style.
Yeah.
You can perform your track to. And when it comes to the dance now, well, that's a different thing, because, you got the rhythm, you got the studio first, and and then you can come and you can chant a fire. I remember stepping in the arena, it was just lions, more time. It's just lions when I stepped in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I first come on the scene, I was working with Youth Sound, yes, and I remember being on the scene and just watching everybody and knowing that I can deal with it, but because, my first time in the arena, I was like, okay, the only thing I was thinking was Aces International, because that's where I trained from, Billy Boyer, Tayam, San, Yellowman, Chaplin, Briggy, all them man there, Aces International.
See.
Yes, I. So, that's the first thing I think when I go into arena, and you being the lioness, yeah, that's where the fire can drop, and the crowd and the massive and crew, to wire them up with the word sound, as lioness. Yes, so it's nice going to arena and roaring just as hard as the lions. Yeah, it's nice.
Rastafari. And I never used to see a lot of other empress in the arena. So were you?
Empresses.
There were empresses. Okay.
There
okay.
are, and there's a lot of ones coming forward, and they have a lot to say, and they wanna put it on a Rasta vibration. That's so good, because Rasta is universal. See? Who gravitates to the vibration of Rasta, all is welcome. The problem that I have is when, you come in and they rearrange, to rearrange, the order. I'd like to stick close to the order as possible. I live in the West, certain time of meditation gets interrupted, certain times, appointments, meetings, or certain times, certain things fall on the Sabbath.
True.
You understand what I'm saying? Being in the hills is real. Being in the hills is real, I'm telling you. I know, right? I sit in the hills in Ghana. I go to a brewery. I sit in the hills you know, and I can see the whole of Accra. You know what I'm saying? And where I'm at, there's no disturbances, you know. So it's real. When the Rasta man say, forward up in the hills, it real. It real.
Real.
But with I know say, yeah, me there in the West, sticky Babylon, but I dey on a mission, you know, and the mission is real. And the Most High has his plan for you know, creator, the one who holds the sacred breath and vision of life, you know. I have a mission, I have a talent, I have a gift. And out here, yes, word, sound, and power, uplifting, educating, reminding, and, you know, dealing with Rastafari works, it's not just, you know, inland, like I say, international, yeah?
Rastafari.
Yeah, bigging up the family worldwide, yeah, because without the international family, I couldn't do my 3-year tour, you know, which finished last year. I came out of Japan two weeks before the lockdown in UK. So I was quite fortunate because I was nearly locked down in Japan for a while, you know.
Talk to me
So,
about that experience in Japan. First
Japan,
time?
yes, the first time, you know, and the promoters said that in 15, 16 years, I was the first female reggae artist to forward it to tour. Yes, which I was
Wow.
very proud of, you know, and going into Japan, it wasn't what I thought it was. Very chill, very cool, you know, and the Rasta community in Japan, salute. Yo, let me tell you
Rastafari.
something. Yes, you know, they have it locked. You know, they go to Ethiopia. You know, they do fair trade. You know, they work with the community, bring stuff back to Japan. They set up their little stores. So they're not just going there, just buying up the thing. They're looking after communities. You know, they're cooking their vegan food, their vegetarian food. They're making their oils. Yeah, the community in Japan, Rasta community, big up. Yeah, it was an honor. Big
Pause.
honor, you know, and even on our tour, I was booked for a 7-city tour. It turned out to be an 8-city tour. Yes, with big up the Rockers Far East band. Yo, skills on top of skills. Yeah, and I was quite fortunate to work with a 9-piece band also, you know, and when they played reggae music, yeah, man, they shocked me big time. You know, precision, you know, timing and reading each other. You know, they have the discipline, very disciplined. So, but out of all the territories, you know, Europe, Africa, America, the Caribbean, Japan was the more demanding. Yeah, very much
See.
so. Yes, yeah. You know, the shows, most of my songs I had to pull up 2 or 3 times. You know, by the 3rd show, I had half a voice.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've been trained to use my second voice. I go to my second voice. So I was using my
See.
second voice by the 3rd show. You know, by the last show, I squeezed everything. You know, when there's nothing in the toothpaste, you squeezing. Yo, I squeeze out and I finish my tour with no voice. You know,
Jana.
so big up Japan. And not in between touring, I was in the studio recording, you know, songs as well as dub plates. Sounds were coming through. Producers came forward, you know. So and actually, when I went out there on the From a Baobab Tree tour, and you know, people were asking for calling me home. I said, you're not calling me home? Yes, LIONESS, FONTS, Roots, High Tech. I said, really? So it's a good thing I brought a bulk with me because as well as, you know, I was selling From a Baobab Tree, calling me home was, you know, it's doing all right out there. So I said, okay, you know, this is why when Jah does his works, you just have to humble, you know, do your works and just step back. And yeah, so to see the fire burning in Japan and every show was cut, sold out. Yeah, and big up the team, road management, the whole band, the driver. Yeah, we had to go to Hakuba Akuba, the snow mountains, and climbing the mountains. And I remember one time the coach skids and started spinning and swinging. Yo, you know, ain't no joke, you know. We had to
Experience.
get out and put the snow chain on and rolling up the
Wow.
mountain, and then the snow got thick and thick until it, you know, it's like on the sides of the road was like 2 meters snow till we got right to the top of the chalet, and there was you know, people doing their skiing and stuff like that, and yeah, the show was in this massive complex, you know, that was right at the top of some mountains. But Hakuba, yeah, that was a great experience. Tokyo, mad. Tokyo was fire. Yeah, Tokyo was on top. And this is that's where I opened up. Tokyo. Yeah.
In what you're doing now, you're a UK based reggae recording artist. Would you say that in your field right now, you're probably one of the most toured reggae sister in the music?
Um, in the UK, I'll say so. Most of my shows are international. I say international. Yeah. The when I forward from Japan, I finished my tour at Hootenanny in Brixton. Not sure you heard of that, but it's quite renowned.
Yeah,
And
man. Big obsessed
yeah,
Ruben.
Uncle Fester Rubin promotion. So I finished the tour there, and a few days later, lockdown. No more shows, venues closed. So I said, Ja, you're immaculate. Give thanks. You bring the Lioness home from Japan in good timing. And that's when I finished the 3-year tour, you know,
Pause.
when I came off of Japan. So, you know, I'll give thanks that this lockdown thing didn't interrupt, you know, my circuit. Yeah,
Yes, I
didn't
give
interrupt
thanks.
the circuit.
Um, y- y- there's a very unique thing about the eye. You have a 9-piece band, and the band is consists of all females.
Mm-hmm.
We don't normally see that within reggae music. You know, it's a very unique thing. Talk to me about that.
Yes, well, this band here, I did put together.
I roar.
I released Calling Me Home. Yes. Well, I released Calling Me Home like 2014, around then. And that's the band I use on certain shows and festivals. But we were more rehearsing for my tour. Yeah, my tour was coming up. And it just came where I was just getting called so many different angles that it was quite hard to even be with the sisters, because if I was in Spain, you know, I would be on the WhatsApp group making sure the sisters are in the rehearsals. I'd have to book the rehearsal from Spain, make sure everything's all right. Okay, blah 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 blah. Drums are there, blah blah, this and that, and you know, my backing vocalists also. I had to keep them, you know, in the rehearsals. So it came a time when my touring was just so much. You know, it's like coming in, and the time that I was giving them, it wasn't fair because, you know, everyone has things to do. So I said, listen, you know what? Everyone knows what they're doing. Everyone was skilled in their art, keyboards, drums, you know. So I said, listen, when I am stationary, when I'm back in the UK and I'm ready to do my shows out here, and, you know, we can get together and we can jam because they know my songs, you know. But my road, you know, Jah had more planned for me than I anticipated. So the sisterings are there, you know. We can get together anytime. So
Yes,
through
sir.
my tour, I used bands, international bands, wherever I went. You know, they had my set. So before I got there, they were well prepared. So I didn't really need to tour with the sisterings, you know.
Okay.
But I was polishing them up for Rotterdam. Yeah, I was due to go to Rotterdam to do on the main stage. Yeah, prior to the main artist.
You
Yeah.
you did most of these big shows in Europe. I don't see probably it's only what's it name? Some another jam, reggae jam or something like that in Germany. But I can see that you have done Rotterdam, and Rotterdam is one of the biggest festival in Europe.
Yes.
During this process, lockdown and, not much touring and shows and stuff like that. How was that impact, the outlook?
Like I said, when I forward from Japan, I'd finished my tour, everything was over. So that was the opportunity to park myself and to get these songs that I've sketched. Because I also, I have my little recording equipment, I sketch my ideas. So I actually sketched most of the album while I was touring. I wrote anywhere, in the airports, on the airplane, hotels if I was bored. I wrote everywhere. And so when I came out of Japan, I didn't have much work to do. I have a team, my producer, my vocal producer. So, we got together and I showed them the sketches, for the next album. So everyone was quite happy to start working. Because at that point, COVID, lockdown. I mean, writers should have written how many albums in that stage. Yeah. So yeah, it was a nice time, to develop my work.
So it's a blessing in disguise.
Well, yeah, it's a blessing in disguise. In disguise. I mean, I know what really I want, but you know what I mean? Pandemic thing, but yeah, the lockdown, it served me to my purpose, what I needed to do.
So we have a next album coming soon.
Yes, excuse me.
And
Yes, this album is just the producer. He's in the process of mixing. I'm going through all the tracks, and I have listening sessions with my team. What can be improved? We go through everything. I'm not happy with something. We go to that point, look at it, and we deal with it. So that's where we're at. And also, there's a lot behind releasing registration
true.
of certain companies, and making sure everything is kind of set.
Yeah, all the ends
So,
are.
yes, there's a lot. There's a lot. And because I am executive of One Raw, a lot of the admin I have to do. I'm not an admin person, but who would do it better than myself,
True.
So, yes. So I have times when I sit down myself on my laptop and do my admin, which is really important.
Natural.
And I keep the links with my agents and promoters internationally, and keep them updated with what's happening. Because even from the 3-year tour, I have already sketched the route, and even within the period where I haven't been touring or doing any live work, other perspectives have opened up and routes, and so. I sit back and I let Jah be the driver. Because Jah know where he's going. Jah know where to take I, and not to put ego forward to drive, Jah vehicle, or to try and take Jah reins from him, or try to take Jah will from him, So holding the agitation and manifesting that between my higher self and Jah. you know, and I know when to move on because I get moved. Yeah.
Yes, I. Rastafari. Give thanks. You're a producer yourself. Talk to me about working with Rory Stone Love, a world-renowned selector from, Stone Love, also responsible for, bringing artists like Janine to the forefront. Talk to me about, the experience working with him.
Yeah, working with Rory, I mean, he's, like I said, I listened to sound tapes growing up listening to the sound tapes. So I'm very familiar with Stone Love. And I got the opportunity to work with Rory. He approached me on Facebook at one point, and I think it was a clip I must have put up. So I said, so I big him up and give thanks for the sessions and, we got people and everything, you know what I mean? And, then we got talking about music, so he said, talk about rhythms. He said, send you some rhythms. So I said, Rory, if you send me some rhythms, that would make me so happy, and so he sent me a rhythm, the first rhythm. Janine just released it. What's her song? Something. My song keeps coming in. I'll remember that. But yeah, on that, I wrote a beautiful track called Ice Gold and Green. I had plans for it then, but at that point I was working on Calling Me Home. Yeah. So that track is still there. It's popped up. I have hundreds of songs, aside, sketched, hundreds, and I have hundreds of songs in my songbook, not even sketched yet. Yes.
Wow.
So I can record. If you can lock me in a studio, I can produce an album every week for a good few months. Yeah.
See.
Yes. Because writing is second nature to I. And it's a thing where it's not every time I hear a rhythm I'll have to write. Sometimes a word will come in my head, that word could be a title, and then straight away I'll see the song. I'll have to write it because that's a now agitation. The agitation's for now. So it's if I get out my speech phone and I put it in there or I write it out. So when I start writing, it starts flowing. So I'm quite a prolific writer, as my team will call me. Yeah, but it's something that I've always done from a child. So, it's something that I've mastered within myself, So most I give our strength there,
As an empress, seeing we live in a funny world, I would say. But how do you see, like, some of our sisters today, the way they let the young children attire themselves, and even how them attire themselves as sisters, not let to, having some, your daughter, dressing certain way, how you look at that, how you see it?
Well, we start with the mother. I see that a lot. On the Facebook, you see the mother dressing in her stretched jeans and top, and you have a little daughter in the same outfit, same hairstyle, and the little girl is like 3 years old, and certain poses are quite not fit for a child, and their mindset shouldn't even be there. Yeah, so to see that now is like, to speak to the mothers, again, it's education. And where are they getting their inspiration to do this? So I'm not slandering or slating, I'm not, saying everyone was right or wrong, everyone can do what they want, but I believe a woman, should mask up her dignity, you know, and there's a way to present yourself as an empress, you know. And I'll tell you the truth, enough of the man them, they need to stop commending the sisters for dressing like that, because not just the woman. Because I'll tell you something, a lot of the women,
True.
they do it because they get the hype. They get commended, you know. If man pull the sister outside and, you know, and it's consistent, she keeps hearing, daughter, nice daughter like you have to dress so, and, you know, your face full of makeup, but, you know what I mean, just touch up, but you don't have to, yo, and they keep planting the seed in the daughter head, you know. I think that the kings can come forward and do a lot more. Because right now, a lot of the daughters are being commended for going into the dance naked, standing on their head, whining, you know, this behavior that defiles the soul, the spirit, you know.
What type of influence you think the music have to do with that? Do you think that some of the music that is being put out there, it actually influence some of the sisters them to you know, conduct themselves like this?
For sure, because even in the dance, you have the mic man telling the sister them what to do, you know, and competition and promoters also, you know, wet t-shirt Wednesdays, really, you know, G-string Thursdays, really. I mean, can I go on?
Yeah, man, go on.
Promoters, agents, the mic man, you know, they all play a part on how this dance will be presented. If I have a dance, I'm not going to put woman in bikini on it and man behind them, and what am I trying to say there? See? You know, if I want to get everyone to my party, I'm not just going to put, you know, just bare Rasta people on there and looking militant, and no. Because like I say, you know, Rasta people in their garment are just showing their identity. There's people out there who have Rasta heart without the identity.
True.
You know? So, Rasta for all. But, you know, going to, you know, the Empress them, you know, on my next album, I have a song for the Empress them, and I'm highlighting a grandsister. Yes, I'm highlighting a grandsister, a very powerful grandsister. And yeah, the word sound on this song here, representation for this grandsister, and it's also for the daughters then, you know, to tune in and to think about certain things. You know, a lot of our ancestors have gone through things that, you know, we can't really forget. You know, certain ancestors, certain sufferation because of this and because of that. And certain times in these times, certain ones are dealing with the same thing, you know. So it's like, we have to like come together, mindset, sisterins, you know, and just know, say, you know, to walk naked, you know, go dance naked, all them things that there's nothing left once you've done that, you know.
All right. You know, we kind of balance this thing, you know, before, you know, we don't have much time left still, but, you know, I don't want people to say, boy, true, you know, people are ballad and they're not Rastas, you know, we kind of direct things, you know, towards them. But what's your thought on polygamy in the Rastafari movement?
Sorry, come again, you just broke up.
What is your thoughts on polygamy in the Rastafari movement?
In the Rastafari movement, through my own experience, I think if you're going to come out on the battlefield as Rasta, right, it has to be clear and know, say, what your missions are, and, you know, the ego has to be left behind. I see a lot of ego within the whole Rasta. You know, the other day I put a post up and I said, does anyone know where I can hold a bingy eyes? Lioness need to hear the drum sound.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, me, I hear crickets. Listen, crickets. You know what I'm saying? But certain time when I'm on Facebook, I see Ketty King, Ketty this and blah, 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 blah. All right, where? You know, if we have these organizations, you know, I'm supposed to know where to go. Or if I put a question out, I'm supposed to have a little feed forward. Lyras?
True.
You know? So for me, more of a stand to what we represent, you know. There's a lot of ones out there who are holding it. No one's perfect. You know, the Most High knows that the Lioness has the right intention. The right intention. You know, I have the foundation of life, right? Love. From this love within, yeah, everything else builds on that. Empathy, humility. You know what I'm saying? Compassion. Yeah, these are the things. And don't get me wrong, you know, ones and ones have their fire and have the bomb, but we have to know how to deal with each other, to talk to each other, not to put down, you know, and this house, this mansion, also then bigger than that one or that one or that one. No. No, you know, Rastafari, you know, has many mansions, seeing, and I don't really deal with the mansion.
Okay.
Right, because I deal with Rastafari. Seeing? I deal with Rastafari. Naya Bingi, Baba Shanti, Tall Tribe, I recognize all. I can't put myself under a mansion. You know, I am under Rasta's house. I'm under the one roof. I can't just put myself there and say I belong in that group or I belong there. Naya Bingi, I sit down with Bingi and lick drum, listen, travel. I sit down with Baba Shanti, listen to the word sound, the scriptures, the fire. Light up the pit. Saying, brothers and sisters from Trail Tribe, whoever, you know, from your Rasta, you know, say, all right, from your holding this, compassion, love. I'm not here to fight on anybody who's there and who's there. Because, what? That takes me off of my mission. I have a mission. You know, everyone's here as mighty souls having a human experience and for their own individual journey.
So, all right. Do you think that there shouldn't have been different houses within the organ of Rastafari?
I'm not in a place to say should or shouldn't, Ras. I can't. I'm not in a place to say should or shouldn't. But I know say for I, personally speaking, you know, I'm under all roof. You know, I'm under one roof. Someone said, Lioness, which house is they in? I said, house? I said, yeah, what? Now you're being Baba. I said, I'm with Rasta. I'm with Rasta. You know? When I said the Baba Shanti family, same way. Now you're being family, same way. Same way.
One
you know?
house.
One house. And that, listen, that make my trial and my mission nice and easy. You know? You know, argument, so, no.
One mother and father.
I don't have time for that. One mother and father. Saying, one mother and father. One black star.
That's right.
One conquering lion. See the lion.
Rastafari.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Give thanks. I want to large up, you know, the ones them in the chat room, you know, manners and respect. Give thanks, you know, for the them tuning in.
Give thanks, highly, you know. Give thanks for the time, listening ears. You know, give thanks to all, you know, all,
Yes, I.
you know, all. The ones who know, the ones who I don't know, the ones who don't want to know me, you know, the ones who know me, you know, give thanks. It's just love. You make up the numbers and, you know, the Most High said, if you plant a seed in one person's head, mind, and you turn them to me, you know, you've done well. So this is why I aspire to do. My words sound to uplift people and for everyone to know who the lioness is and not just say, I'm just out of love. Out of love. And I watch no face, no one, you know, from your love, come we roll, you know. I love to laugh. I love to, you know, I'm up for, yes, the fire is there. The fire is there. But I like to reserve the fire for when I'm dealing with dragon, dealing with the mission, dealing with Babylon. You know what I'm saying? You know, keeping humility amongst my brothers and sisters, you know. So I have to give thanks for the international family who support the lioness. You know, no man or woman is an island. And I recognize I didn't stand alone, saying, especially touring, you know, my recording, my team, the bands, engineers, you know, road managers, drivers. Yeah, I give thanks for supporting One Raw, and the fans out there, give thanks for your messages, your comments, you know, the new albums forwarding and levels, the lioness I bring forward, you know. One question I always ask, a consistent question, I would always ask on tour or even when I forward into the UK, Lioness, where's your new material? Lioness, where's this new album? You know, and I would say, yes, I'm working on it, yes, but I was. But every time I came into the UK, I said, right, let me get into the studio. Bam, interruption, gone again. So I said, it's 2 years now and 3 years gone past, and I said, you know, this is Jah plan, because you know something, Ras? Every track on my album, the From a Baobab Tree album, I exploited all of them. Every track. Because I just don't want to record album just to have CV. You know, every track has to be looked into. There's a reason why I wrote every track. So every track got exploited internationally. So, you know, I've done my work on Baobab in 3 years. So now, you know, the inspiration has grown and it's big. And the new album is being compiled, and I'm so excited. I'm really excited for the IDM to hear this new compilation because it's another level of the lioness. Yes,
yeah, man, we're looking forward. So that's it, I know.
Yes, I Rastafari.
Yeah,
you don't know Rastafari. Yeah, lioness.
Yes, my sister. Yeah, man, give thanks. And where people can find you, you know, if they want to get, you know, your music, if they want to follow you on the social platform, you know, or they can contact you for like dub plates and, you know, recordings and stuff like that.
Yes, sir. So we start with the dub plates and jingles and things. Big up the sound system into international fire DJs. You know, feel free, link up the lioness. You know, as you've been doing, Messenger. Yeah, more time it's Messenger, you know, or the Instagram, you know, Lioness Fonts Music at gmail.com, Lioness Fonts Music at gmail.com, you know, so you can send requests into my inbox there, and, you know, I don't take long to get back to my people, and, yeah, I forward the works in. So, for my previous albums, Calling Me Home and From a Baobab Tree, Calling Me Home produced by Rootside Tech, From a Baobab Tree produced by Nurius Joseph. That's all on Amazon, iTunes, all good downloading sites. So the last album was released on my label, One Raw, distributed by VPAL. But the next album will be released on my label by myself, independent release. So, you know, I will be releasing it from my website and available for all to download.
Pause.
And for fuljoy, yes, I.
Yes,
Pause, you know.
Yes, I. We look forward. Yeah, man. And, you know,
I do too, Ras.
Yeah,
I
man.
do too.
We look forward for giving the guys some strength and support and it
Yes,
going forward, you know.
It's another word sound, you know, for the people them to hear. You know, I like to touch on subjects, you know, where it's on the outskirts, you know, reality. Yeah, bring
Yes,
them
sir.
forward. Yeah.
Yes, I give thanks. Give thanks. Well, it's been a great honor having you on the program, and you know it's great reasoning with the eye for for the first time. I see the eye all the time performing, worldwide, traveling and doing a lot of work for a number of years now. So I'm here also in the UK, so to really have you on the program today, it's a great honor for me, So, continue doing what you're doing. You definitely inspire Iman, and, we love what you're doing, and all we can say is more strength, I mean, I will look forward to the new album coming forward. See?
Yes, I.
Yes, I.
Even I did for the utterance, and it's also been a pleasure for I. This is the first interview, I say interview, that I've done since Japan. So I've had a good rest, but now I'm coming out on the battlefield again to start my DJ promo and everything. So, the I, is the first that I've come forward in within a year. So I give thanks for opening the gate for the Lioness today. I give thanks to the Massive for tuning in the name of the Most High, who holds I and I, saying, it's just perfect love from the Lioness. I remember the one raw, word, sound, and power from the mighty baobab tree, saying, yes, I, soon forward in. Big up my UK artists, them, yes, I, on the battlefield, same way, doing the works.
Yes,
All international artists, waving the Rastabana with no apology. Yeah, with the rightful word, sound, and power. Keep it up, because the children are listening. See, when you think they're not, they're listening. Children can recite tunes now, like 5 years old. I'm talking dancehall tune, all the way from top to bottom. Imagine if that was a psalm or scripture. You understand what I'm saying? So, better is here. Better can't come. Better is here. Make use of today. See?
True.
All right. Rastafari.
Can you introduce Black Art Family for me? This is my final song.
Yes, I. Black Art Family. Yeah, respect to the Black Art man and woman, because from ancient times, the endurance has been tough. Saying, interrupting I story. Saying, so when you start celebrating I and I story, yeah, and forget his story, because that's what interrupted us. So, Black Heart Family, yeah, I wrote that for the Kushite. Yes, I'm saying, and saluting every eye, because the struggle's not stopped. Yeah, it's still going on, it's still rolling. So, in addition time, Lioness send a one raw salute. Black Star.
Rastafari.
Rastafari.
They work and they work. They walk and they walk.
Yes, my brothers and sisters.
They walk and they walk.
Black Art Family. From Lioness and FONTS. I always like we say Empress before. I don't know, but I just eye that still. Yes, I. Lioness FONTS, our special guest today. Great honor for her on the program. Yes, sounds of Lioness Fonts. Yes, I give thanks for the strength and support, my brothers and sisters here and the YouTube live. Manners and respect. Yeah, great honor, my sister. Manners and respect.
Yes, I likewise, Lion.
Yeah, man. Thank you for
Big
taking
up
the
all
time.
in the Caribbean, you know, tuned in, saying, yeah, big up all, you know, my mother, my family over there in Dominica, you know, big up Dominica, Trinidad, St. Lucia, you know, Jamaica, the whole island, all the way at one, no segregation.
Yes, I.
Then that's the problem. That's the problem. No segregation, all the way at one. See, when we start thinking like that, it's a different journey for I and I lineage and the future generation. To be an example for the future generation. You know,
True.
the last thing I want to touch on, Ras, is what we're leaving for the future generation.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite concerning and worrying. You know, we can't spend too much time partying. Just want to party and the clothes thing and, you know, the illusion. The future generation need a tighter grip than what we're giving them.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, man.
That's a reality.
I worry for them, you know. I worry for them. In this time, look at now. Yo, them have a plan for the youth, for the next generation, man.
Mm-hmm.
We need to educate, show them, you know, teach. You know, I big up my scholars out there, you know. All the scholars, because without the scholars, the international scholars who livicate their lives to decode the writing on the walls of Kush, of Nubia, you know, to let us know what the ancestors left for us. The word song, you know, there's a lot of information out there.
Yeah, man, a lot of information.
Yes, and it's accessible, you know, because, you know, yes, Google, they go on with a whole heap of thing, but there's things up there, there's an angle up there where we can utilize. See? And we need to big up our scholars.
That's right.
Big them up.
Yeah, man.
You know, lubricating their life to decoding the walls of our ancestors.
Yeah, man. I want large up, you know, virgin like Honorable Priest Isaac.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Man, larger Priest Isaac.
Actually crazy, you know. All
Yes,
these men who go to Egypt, to the temples, you know, scholars who go to Sudan, who is Nubia. Let's teach the children this. You know, you go to Sudan, there's more pyramids in Sudan than Egypt, where the Kushites left. See? Yeah, education. So it's not just the glory of Egypt where they wrote themselves in.
Well, you know, Egypt is a part of Africa as we know, and there have been tampered information, you know, due to, you know, invasion of outsiders, you know. So, but we know that Egypt also still play an important role within the history of you know, Abyssinian.
I'm talking ancient Egypt.
Yes,
you know, not modern Egypt. You know, where certain people wrote themselves on the walls.
Yeah.
I'm talking ancient state.
Modern Egypt is like you're talking about Israel. Today's Israel, you know, is the same thing, I would say, you know, when you look at Israel and Egypt, you know. Yeah. So, you know, the history is vast, and, you know, it's more than just what, you know, they're putting out there. And some of the time, what we have to understand as well, you know, you see, like some of these platforms where a lot of information go out there, and scholars use these platforms. Today, children are not, they can't access these platforms, if they're on YouTube. Kids can't watch certain things. This is how they have set it now, that like even this interview, that there's nothing derogatory or negative about it, but probably this wouldn't be accessible to some youths. You know what I mean? Where they still.
I know what they are said. I know they said because the other day I went to listen to. I said I want to listen to Luciano, so I went onto YouTube, and what came up was on the screen. It says, contents might not be suitable for certain viewers.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, Luciano, you know what I'm saying? So they're putting a discretion on Luciano's music. Like, what are they trying to say?
So, that's exactly what is happening now. So,
yeah.
There's a censorship that goes out, and these things now, where certain information, certain youths won't, get the access to unless they're, sitting with, an uncle or an auntie who probably tune into these type of programs. You know what I mean? Other than that, they can't access it. You know what I mean? So a lot of information are out there, but it's still being withheld, by the
But this
powers.
is why it goes back to I being the earthly caretakers of these children, because we all have an almighty father, mother. See, so as earthly caretakers of these children, there's no really excuse for lack of their knowledge from we can get access to it, because even 2 days out of the 7, yes, that's their schooling, that's when, we have a program. Let's set our program. Come on, sit down. This is what we're going to watch. Put it on. Make them watch a documentary about Africa. Make them watch it. After that, ask them questions.
True.
Yeah. Parents, let's remember, we lead them, we bring them, we have to grow them as the earthly caretakers of these little souls that we bring through. We don't leave them to the system, leave them to the television to babysit. I don't own a television.
Wow.
I'd like to, I don't want them to control me to watch nothing. A lot of what's happening out there, people mention something, I was like, yo, Lioness, where have you been? I'm like, yo, I don't have to tell her, so whatever news to catch up with, I catch up. See, and because I've had that approach for a good, I'll say 5 years now, the developments I've had in my own businesses. Yes, I'll say plural because I'm not just a musician. There's other things, I'll be introducing and working on at the side. So it leaves mind space, sit down with this control and flicking and looking for something up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. It's designed for that.
Yeah, to take away your attention.
It's designed to take away your creativity. Just like they want to crush the herb. I said the lioness light the herb 2 times. I feel light it 1 more time for the Trinity.
Rastafari.
See, just like they want to crush the herb. Because when you want the herb, you travel away from Babylon realm. Come on, you travel, and the agitation coming firm. See?
Yeah, but the herb thing is a serious fight, because it is like it's the THC that they're really fighting against, and I don't understand it, because the THC is part of the herb, you know. So why you know, you would have a problem with only the THC, but where you can get CBD, you're okay with that. You know,
It's
I
like
really
taking
don't
an
understand
engine
it.
out of a rocket, brethren. I have a fire up. Huh? It's like taking the starter motor out of your ride. I have a fire up. Eh? See? So,
Yes,
like I said previously to what I just said, right? You know, when you burn a good herb, you travel. You travel away from the Babylonian realm. Saying, you go into your higher self and just feel like, yo, I can write big tune, you know. Write big tune, I could go to the studio and boy, it's one terrible raw. Saying, or, you know, whatever inspires you, whatever you're dealing with, you know, it does. It does.
true.
You know, the herb is the healer. Herb is the healer. Herb is the healer. Yo, I'm gonna grade, right, and stop my housework. I full joy my housework to the teeth. See, it put the spring in my foot, you know, everything, you know, everything nice. You know, it motivates. It opens up the heavens for sure.
Different current.
If I burn a fire upon them and they're tampering with the thing, you know, serious, you know what I mean? Just to make it strong, to hook people. And no, when people buy the herb, they want to buy the herb for the real thing and the freshness. You see me? And the clean medi. There is a thing called clean medi.
Them say previous reports that there are certain type of cannabis out there that play upon the estrogen and the testosterone. That, you know, when you smoke it as a male, it probably enhance you know, the estrogen and lessen the testosterone that make you, you know, masculine. What's your thoughts on that before we go?
Well, is it scientifically proven?
So they must
This
say.
is the case I can't really argue on. You know what I mean? I can't really elaborate on that. If that's just a saying, if there's scientific proof, then I'd like to see that. You know?
They're saying that it's a engineer thing that
Well,
is there to
the
target
herb-
black people.
Yeah, right. The herb is designed naturally and perfectly, right? And we have to go back to the foundation. You know, when I used to see my big brother and his Ras friend, and you know what I mean, just in time there was like sensei and yo, the thing smelled powerful. See, them man there was lions. Me never see them going like girl. See, them man there was lions, and actually I used to watch them, my brothers and his brethren, and I say, yo, I'm feeling the Ras thing, you know. When I was young, you know, I went through many journeys and angles, you know, but I ended up to where my heart always has been, with the liar. See? And so that's one thing I know say, you know, going back to where I first smelled ganja. You know, when I see the man there, I used to look at real lions. The man there had their locks, and when you look at them Ras eyed, them Ras there, red like fire, you know what I mean? And they talking judgment and truths and rights, and you know, certain way a Ras would talk would have authority, and you hear the thunder in his chest, you hear the lion talking, you know, so that's the measure. So when they talk about now and how ganja is switching people, and you have all different kind of people smoking ganja, you know. Remember before, not everyone used to burn ganja. So even you have some funny people smoking ganja, you can't tell if it's affected them because they were always funny. You know what I mean? So I don't know where that is. You're talking about in the ancient, well, not ancient, I'll say my brother's days. That's not too ancient. But in his, and also with the herb, you know, in the community, not just the black community, there's a lot of people with cannabis psychosis. Same, the herb is there, yeah? And to use it right, if you use the herb right, it's not a thing where something have to be hanging at your mouth every minute. If you can't control when that thing's in your mouth, then something's wrong. And you also have to look at your behavior, your temperament, saying your paranoia, saying all that lies under cannabis psychosis. You know, yes, we're Rasta, we bond the thing away, but here what? There's an issue that comes with it if it's not respected. Same, and to be level when you're burning the ganja and to meditate and to, yeah, but not, you have to, and because you have to, if you don't get it, you switch in. You switch. You know, the switching when you don't have the ganja. I see that. Yeah, so we have to check within our community around our, you know, around us.
True.
You know, and to speak to people about how they're using the herb, and you know, everyone who bun, everyone has to check themselves and look at their behavior, their pattern. Then, yes, cannabis psychosis is real. Let's not just hide it behind the Rasta banner. You know?
True.
Yeah, because that disrespects the queen. A lot of the times, maybe say the queen don't ban or ban as hard, and she'll go through big problem because she don't know her king is sick. And because the king is sick, the children are witnessing pure disrespect. It's real. To be a lion don't mean you have to row upon your empress or row upon your youth them. You know, that ain't teaching. You know, from you can I-throw yourself and say, listen, empress, or youth man, then, you know, you don't lose it. You want to mash down everything. Why? You know, levels. We have to check this thing, you know, because I've seen it. The cannabis psychosis is real. All right? So Rasta people ain't just be hiding behind the banner burning because it go with the red, gold, and green. It's to be respected. Then just put it there to travel closer to him and to say, yeah, Ola Medi, when you feel free to touch in and you really want to tune in, see the thing. Then, yeah, no, yo, me I go market, yo, me I go everything, and you can't function without it. Don't make the herb holy like that.
True.
Yeah, check it. Cannabis psychosis. If you look it up, do it in your own time. I'm talking to the people, man. I'm talking internationally, you know.
Yes, sir. The people, they are interact, man.
Yeah,
they're here interacting, definitely.
Psychosis. Yeah, look at cannabis psychosis and look at the checklists underneath and be real to yourself. Check it. Be real to yourself. Not where you're causing disturbances because of the overdoing. You know, the herb is nice, tastes nice, make you travel nice, make you feel nice. Yeah. But don't make it control you, you know, and your attitude.
Rastafari.
And make you, you know, disrespect people amongst you. And then you want to put hand on heart to say after love. The emperor and the empress name. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes, my sister. I think, yeah, we're gonna seal it on that note there. I think, yeah, it's a very powerful and important note that I just raised there. So we're gonna leave that right there so it can resonate with ones who are here now and who is forwarding later to watch the reasoning. So give thanks again, my sister. It's been a great honor having the eye on the program again, and you know, we look forward to, you know, everything that the eye are set to put out there in the near future. Seeing so more love and strength, and you know, give thanks for your precious time. You know what I mean?
Yes,
it's been an honor, you know.
Love to one and all. One row, same from the Lioness.
Yes, my
Rastafari.
sister.
You don't know. Rastafari, take it higher.
Yes,
Yo, big
I.
up international family. Yes, Ras. Every time, see? Give
Yes,
thanks to the
Empress.
opportunity.
Yes, I. More love, more strength. Manners and
Don't know.
manners.
Rastafari, way see you.
Yes, I. Peace and
Yes,
love.
I. Every time.
Rastafari.
Yes,
Yes.
I. Out.
Love.
Love, Ras.
Yes, I. Yes, my people. See it there? Lioness front. Give thanks for the sister taking the time. Yeah, man. It's been a great honor. It's been a joy. Yeah. Powerful, powerful. Love her reasoning. Yeah. So much notes that we can take from this thing, and something that I myself personally is gonna try and do a presentation, and the cannabis psychosis. Yeah, real thing. So give thanks again, manners and respect to everyone where there with me from 9 o'clock. Yeah, from 9 o'clock. It's now quarter to the hour to 11. Wow. Yeah, it's been a journey. You know what I mean? Marathon. Want to large up the sponsors of the program, Black Star International Media, and as manners, also Harry Joseph Ital Juice. More love, more strength. Give thanks for the strength and the support. Also, Yard Slang Closing, scene where them can find them online. Support, all those three sponsors. Them can follow them on all of the social platforms and see what they're going on with Zine. So give thanks again. It's been a joy, you know what I mean, and give thanks to everyone that is here in the chat room. Sosa, manners and respect, See, yeah. Sorry, I didn't get to mention some of the questions and some of the interaction. Miriam, real, blessed love, true love production, Anna's and Manners family. Rasniga Sai, more love in a bubble. Zine. Judai, Lamb, more strength. Yeah, Super DPV, Anna's and Manners, blessed love. London boy, blessed. Sin, yeah man. Rasmaisha, sin. Anna's and Manners. Yeah man, large up everyone with the thing, yeah. Honorable Priest Isaac, blessed love. Sin, yeah man. Mindset program, we're there again tomorrow. Yeah, we're there again tomorrow with a sister live and direct from Trinidad and Tobago. I think she's based in the America right now. So, but we'll be here from 9 tomorrow, Zine. So, I want to say manners and respect again. If it's the first time they had them tuning on the platform, they them could hit that subscription bell, Zine, and make sure say hit the bell so you get notified whenever time we're there on the platform, Zine. So more love, more strength. Holy Emmanuel I Selassie I Jah Rastafari, cut and clear jeans and snare pollution in the atmosphere. IjahStars.